What do you think is the danger right now as far as the CCP goes? We already see it creeping in. We already see it taking over commerce. We already see it taking over Hollywood. We see, literally, as I mentioned on last week's program, John Cena is learning Mandarin so that he could apologize to the CCP. How dangerous and immediate of a problem do you think it really is at this moment?
Well, I think it's a big danger. We're watching everywhere, and I think what people are not paying attention to is China and Russia are cozying up together, and that's because of Joe Biden's policies. And so you're watching the United States dollar now not being the actual reserve currency of the world. So if that happens, China's got ulterior motives for that. They want to hook up with Russia and India in the Middle East over there. They create their own economic countries or their own connections, and it literally puts the United States out in the cold. I think that's the number one thing people are not paying attention to, is if America is no longer the currency that's worldwide, we become Greece. We have 130% debt to GDP. If we cannot print money, China will own us. They won't have to invade us. They'll just let us worry about which bathroom we go in.
And it's funny because we have all of these leftist woke groups, right, that are always protesting all of the injustice here in America. Meanwhile, they're doing it from their Apple phones, right? Their Apple phones, which are produced where? In China. And that's actually the thing that I have noticed about the CCP. The CCP seems to have this 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, 50-year, and 100-year plan. And meanwhile, Americans are so focused on TikTok that they can't think past 7 seconds. What role do you think that social media and just consumer goods, to me, it seems, Matt, like they're getting us hooked on all of these things that we can't be without. But meanwhile, they're over there in all of these, even third world countries, buying up the infrastructure. Just look at all of the farmland in America that's being bought, not by China, but being bought by the CCP, really, because they're the ones that are bringing in foreign investors here in America and buying up our farmland. Is that not something we should be scared of?
We should absolutely be terrified. I did a podcast a couple weeks ago called Welcome to Planet Dum Dum. And I talked exactly about what you just said. We are literally spending half of our lives in front of a screen. And TikTok, we know just from the CEO of TikTok being up on Capitol Hill, that they are monitoring your keystrokes. They know exactly what you're putting into that telephone. They know exactly what you're looking at, and they're sending propaganda here to America. Meta, Twitter a little bit on, Elon's done a little, he's done a good job of trying to, get Twitter back to information and what it is. But social media is going to be the downfall of America. Our young kids, I'm so glad I'm not a young kid anymore. You're just bombarded by propaganda and sexualized and transgenderism and the things that just really aren't important. And if you go back to the founding of this country, our founding fathers were young men. They were 18, 19, 20 years old, and they founded a country. Could you imagine an 18, 19, 20-year-old today trying to figure out even how to run a microwave?
Oh, sad.